Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, all of my beautiful friends from all across the vast reaches of the internet, to another week's episode of the Reddit Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/Askreddit. I am your host, Luke Dick. Now remember, if you're listening to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever else you get your podcast, please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. It definitely helps out the show so immensely much, so if you could please go ahead and do that, I would be eternally grateful. And you remember that you can respond to this week's question by going to the description of the episode in Spotify and clicking on the description, and then if you scroll down, you should see a comment section, and you can answer the question and leave a comment, and I will publish that comment and read it aloud on the next week's following episode. This is an ad-supported show, so we will have an ad break right after we're done reading the questions and the Would You Rather for this week, and then we'll have another one about 15 to 20 minutes after that into the show. And remember to go to join our subreddit, r/Reddit Asks Us on Reddit, so please go ahead and do that, where you can post all things. There's a new mega thread posted every single week where you can also leave a comment there that I'll read out loud on the show, or you can post in the sub about pretty much anything podcast or episode related, whatever really fills your heart's, wow, that was a deep one, your heart's desires. So, I guess without further ado, we will read out the comments from last week. So, last week's episode was, what dumb way did the popular kids screw up their lives? And, this has been a repeated episode. We've kind of had this episode before, so but there are always new stories and new fun things to read. So we got a little bit less comments on this one, which is not always a bad thing. First one comes from the Green Changeling. Oh yeah, and also the Would You Rather was, oh yeah, I guess I should maybe read out the results of the Would You Rather. So the Would You Rather for last week was, would you always win a coin toss or never had a headache ever again? And coin toss won a 70-30 split percentage. So pretty handedly, I would say, fairly handedly, the coin toss. I feel like, again, I might have just gaslit you all into believing that you need to choose the coin toss one. So in case any comments are about that, first one comes from the Green Changeling. Having had bad headaches at an average of once per month for at least 20 years, I'm going to go for no more headaches. I'm still not sure if they're just actual headaches or their headaches are actual migraines. They can go to hell either way. The odds of a coin toss being useful are so small in my eyes that I'd rather know I would never suffer a headache ever again. Yeah, this is fair enough. I feel like this is, definitely you should definitely maybe check something out for chronic migraines. I don't really know if there's a way to maybe solve chronic migraines, but I feel like if you're having, once a month, and this has been going on consistently for 20 years, I think your doctor might be interested in hearing about that. I think that there's it's every week or so, I just get a pounding ear, just the most irritating sensation you could ever possibly imagine, unbelievably painful, feels like an ice pick is being drilled both directions through my eye and coming out of my brain. But you know what? That's life. That's that's the way the cookie crumbles, right? It's like, no, well, I'm actually looking at your blood work right now, and it turns out you have severe iron deficiency. No, I'm just kidding. But I would maybe talk to a healthcare professional about that, because I definitely don't know what I'm talking about. Next one comes from a special little cat. Also, we're just having fun, just jokes. I'm not mean to make fun of your migraine situation. Special little cat says, to be honest, I would only win coin tosses and then just bet with people and profit. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I never even thought about just being like, I bet you $2,000 that this is heads. And you know what? Gambling nowadays is becoming so much a part of our culture. I really don't think it's going to be that difficult to find somebody who's going to be like, I'll take those odds. Odds are in my favor, bro. Odds are in my favor, dude. I'm taking the under on this. It's like, what? How's that even possible? It's literally 50-50. There's no better, more complete definition of 50-50 than a coin toss. That's why they call it is a coin toss. You've ever heard that phrase before? It means it's up in the air. It's unpredictable. It's literally 50-50. Also, like, you got me my first A in leadership class since we were talking about the times we took a leading role, and I started yapping about how I basically founded the Would You Rather on this podcast. Thanks for the A. Well, you're very welcome. I'm glad I could help out you in your pursuit of higher education, or just education in general. I don't really know if it's higher education. I think that's maybe just high school. But still, again, I like to think of myself as the least possible person in the world who should ever be educating anyone on anything. So, the fact that I helped you along your educational journey is already sort of a big step in the role model direction for me. Because that's, as we've discussed earlier on this podcast, I really don't, I don't think that if you listening to the show thinking I should be any sort of role model to any of you 17-year-olds out there, I seriously think that I then need to start rethinking my life. Next one comes from Ghost. What's up, Luke? And it's September 5th for Ghost's birthday. But no, I smoke marijuana so the government won't care if I listen to the best podcast here. Well, thanks a lot there, Ghost. And besides, I don't drink. Great episode, stay ghostly, and smoke weed every day. If you know that song, you know. Well, I'm definitely not gonna be promoting for people to smoke weed every day. That's a personal choice. However, Ghost stays ghostly. So you know what we know what Ghost is doing. So if you want to hop on the Ghost train, you know what Ghost is up to. All right? There's no questions about that. Ghost is a very open person on the show. Gonna voice her, actually don't know your gender, but their opinion. So if you want to know what Ghost is up to, Ghost is gonna tell you. Ghost is gonna relay it right out there for everyone. Just come to the surface about all the things Ghost is up to. And you know what? If you subscribe to Ghost Lifestyle, that's now you've got multiple ghosts. Now we've got a haunted house here. Now we've got like a haunted sesh spot going on. Next one comes from Dusty. For the prompt of high school drama, so far none as of now. I'm in my senior year. Fun fact that during my freshman year, there was 1 week where they had like 17 fights. And that's when I nicknamed the Fight Club. And for the Would You Rather, I would choose the coin toss and win bets to make profits. I also love the skits every episode. Well, thank you very much. I'm trying to do more of the skits and stuff while also making sure I stay on topic, because sometimes I'm done a little sarcastic skit in case anyone's ever listened to any of my past episodes. And then I just get so off topic and I'm like, I don't even know what the question was. But you nicknamed your whole class the Fight Club. That's got to be awesome for all the teachers. I bet they were really stoked about that. I've got the Fight Club today. Yeah, I'm coming in wearing one of those bomb diffusing outfits. You know what I'm talking about, with the big giant outfits that SWAT teams wear to protect themselves from violent explosions. That's, sometimes teachers got to do what they got to do, because the kids got to learn. But you never know in the course of a teacher's teaching career, when they're dealing with the Fight Club. If you ever seen the movie, the end of the movie, the bomb suit might come in helpful. Okay, I don't want to be saying any spoilers here, but I think that's the teacher just foreshadowing some potentials of what might go on. So it's just a bit of planning for the future. It's all about just preparation. Because when you're dealing with the Fight Club, the fists start flying. You gotta find your way out. And you know what? If you're the teacher and you don't have the bomb suit, it's kind of on you, dog. It's kind of on you. Dusty literally nicknamed the class the Fight Club, so you kind of screwed yourself on this one. Stressed Human. What's going on, Stressed Human? 100% have never have another headache since I get chronic migraines. And last week in the comments was a LLDS, or Latter-day Saint is the politically correct term for Mormons. I see. I was homeschooled. Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot. There aren't a ton of Mormons, like, in Canada. It's not the most popular religion. I've only actually ever run into one person or two people who were Mormons in my entire life. I never even knew what it was, and then I looked it up on a YouTube video afterwards and was shockingly educated as to what the belief system of the Mormons are. It's quite it's interesting. I encourage everyone to look it up. There's this like cartoon sort of thing or video online that talks about what the Mormons believe. And I'm not gonna trash on the Mormons, but I don't think it's the most progressive religion. Let's just call it that. I was homeschooled or online schooled, so I never saw the popular kid ruin their life. Great episode. Thank you for giving me a laugh. Yeah, no problem. Here we're just trying to hand out the laughs, okay? We're just gonna equally distribute amongst the population some chuckles for a nice, fine Tuesday, or whenever you happen to be listening to this podcast episode, whether that be morning, evening, or in the night. I don't know if I said that. Next, we got 2 comments from Reddit. So the first one comes from Livid Initial 3215. The dumbest crime that I know someone has committed was 2 dudes who decided to break and enter in an abandoned mansion near a community. Turns out the mansion wasn't so abandoned anymore, and the new owners were not happy about the 2 men in their kitchen. Also, for the poll, I went with the coin toss, obviously, because of all the gambling possibilities. Maybe exploit a person or 2, maybe fix matches in sports betting or something. Also, I'm pretty immune to headaches, so the coins seem to be a bonus. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, like, come on, dude. An abandoned mansion, the lights are on. Like, how do you mistake a mansion for an abandoned mansion? It's like, yeah, dude, nobody even lives here anymore. Like, only the upstairs lights are on. Like, I mean, I literally just heard them turn a generator off. Like, it's not a thing. The garage door just closed, okay? It's clearly abandoned. It's clearly abandoned. That's why they closed the garage door with the automatic mechanism. Because it's that they want to show everybody, hey, nobody lives here. Just letting you all know no one lives here. So come in and root through our stuff. Honestly, even if there's a family living in there, odds are it's abandoned. Okay, maybe they're just a bunch of squatters having Thanksgiving dinner together. Well, the whole rest of the family's also invited, and the house looks super clean and renovated. Like, it's fine. It's people renovate abandoned houses. It happens. I think they're probably just squatting in there. I know they just redid the hardwood flooring. They redid all the cupboards, painted the walls, pretty much gutted the place entirely and replaced the whole thing. I've been watching them do it actually for quite a few weeks, but you know, it's definitely like no one lives here. Like, can we just move past this? So just honestly, if the family tells you to get out, just ignore them. Just keep picking up items and just, put them in your bag and just whatever, because they're obviously. And if the dad brings out his gun and tries to shoot you, it's just he's just jealous. He's just jealous that you were able to catch on to the trend. Next one comes from the Dopic. For the poll, I think I would go with the coin toss. It'd be so much more better than the headaches. Sure, no headaches would be great, but think of the possibilities. Pay for my sandwich if it lands on tails. Let me go first. Last or last if it ends on heads. For the question, my auto teacher told me the story of how the popular kid blew the pressurized air hose. Oh my God, why? Into his girlfriend's ear and blew her eardrums out and deafened her. Her family sued and the kid's family lost everything. House, car, all of it. My auto teacher uses that story to teach safety. Have a great day. Thanks. Well, I'm going to be haunted by that image now. But, okay. I mean, sometimes it's just like that. I mean, I feel in a sense, obviously kids are stupid. They shouldn't be punished their whole lives and families their whole lives for doing something dumb like that. But it's also just like, what did you think was going to happen? Like, I don't understand. Like, did you think it was just going to, watch it blow in your hair, put it in your teeth? Why don't I stick it in your eardrum and blow it? No, why don't I hold your head and stick I saw this in a mob movie. It'll be so chill. I literally saw this in a mob movie. The person didn't even die. Okay? They were screaming out in pain, or maybe it was pain. To me, it kind of looked like fun. All right? It's like when your face goes flapping in a roller coaster or something. Or when you put the air thing in your mouth. You're screaming. You're like, ah! There's a lot of air. That's what's going on. A lot of air in my mouth. That's the same thing. That's what the person in the movie looked like they were doing. They were just like, get it out of my ear, you goofball. Get it out of there. I thought that was kind of the vibe. Now, I didn't expect you to be crying and bleeding all over the floor. Like, it's literally not even that big of a deal. Like, just, it's like super chill. Like, honestly, I think you're kind of overreacting. She's like just grabbing her ear, bleeding. It's like falling off. It's just profuse amounts of blood coming from the inside of her ear. You can see her like cochlea on the ground. I don't know why I love that word, cochlea. I said that last week too. All right. Geez, this kind of went on long. I did not expect it to go on long. So we're gonna just read the Would You Rather for this week, and then we're gonna jump into today's episode. So the Would You Rather is: Would you rather be able to fall from up to 100 meters with no injuries, or be unaffected by temperatures from minus 50 degrees Celsius to plus 50 degrees Celsius. So for my American listeners, an imperial familiarity, people with the familiarity with imperial, that's 109 yards and about minus 59 degrees Fahrenheit to 122 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm not going to say anything about this one, but you all can make your decisions, and we'll be back here with the this week's episode.
Earning your degree online doesn't mean you have to go about it alone. At Capella University, we're here to support you when you're ready. From enrollment counselors who get to know you and your goals, to academic coaches who can help you form a plan to stay on track. We care about your success and are dedicated to helping you pursue your goals. Going back to school is a big step, but having support at every step of your academic journey can make a big difference. Imagine your future differently at capella.edu.
Welcome back, everybody, to the episode for this week. You know what? We didn't have as many comments this week. I wasn't expecting to take so much time with the comments, but y'all are just so funny. So I can't really blame everybody for the comments. I maybe should just take the responsibility for that one. But anyways, as you can see from the episode's title, what's the biggest waste of money you've ever seen people spend? Now, I mean, I feel like I've generally seen people waste some money on some stupid stuff, but I also wasted, especially like in my younger years, wasted a lot of money on some things that I'm like looking back on, and it hasn't aged well, maybe, let's just say. Maybe I bought some artist merch from a couple of artists that I really appreciated at the time, and now because of their public sorts of statements, wearing their stuff around doesn't really seem like the best thing. So, again, maybe this just teaches me as a lesson not to idolize people because they are crazy, okay? People can say, sometimes you just wish it's like, ooh, I mean, the music is good, but now I feel like a bad person for wearing this around. I'm not an ambassador, okay? I'm not the messenger here, okay? I like some songs, and now everyone's got pointing the finger at me. It's just I'm gonna, maybe I had to take some steps back, unfortunately. I'm not trying to be too, maybe some of you can guess who exactly I'm talking about. Bit of a loud mouth kind of person, known for, maybe not Taylor Swift's biggest fan. Next, so first one comes from Shave Me Jesus. A friend inherited $250K when his grandmother died. He bought a boat, a Corvette, and a bunch of other stupid crap. He doesn't have any of it anymore. He had bought a house, and if he'd bought a house, he'd made a wise investment. No, he just bought stupid stuff. And I feel like, okay, my beef with this is I feel like generally, even when I was in school, we kind of talked about this. Just $250K, you know, if you get 200, like that's a lot of money. Yeah, $250K. If you don't have anything, $250K is, you know, it's a lot of money. But it's also not a lot of money because of things like inflation, right? And the fact that your dollar just doesn't take you as far nowadays. These types of conversations, you know, that we are hearing a lot in our society, it just doesn't stretch farther. So I'm thinking like, you know, $250K, you know, make an investment, you know, try to spread it out, but you know, it's like, well, how am I supposed to get to the investment office without a Corvette? Okay, I need to be making speedy decisions. Okay, I'm a $100,000 now. I need to be making quick choices, quick cars, quick planes. You know, I'm gonna get somebody to write everything down for me very quickly. Okay, I'm gonna need an assistant. Not only that, a quick assistant. So they not only need to write everything quickly, but they need to be quick. Like I'm talking, I need to see some track and field stats. Okay, I need to see your high school track and field stats. Everything needs to be done really fast. So I can't obviously do that without a Corvette. How am I even supposed to get to the investment office in the first place without having a Corvette? Like that just seems like kind of the only solution here to this problem. How am I supposed to convey to the rest of people in society, hey, I'm $100,000. Right? I own a Corvette. Like I'm not on your level. Okay, that's what our society values. So I feel like we need to embody that. Everyone's saying, no, we don't want to flaunt your wealth. I'm saying, how am I supposed to flex on everybody? Okay, how am I supposed to let everyone know I just have more money than them? That they should wish they were me. Because that's what's going to fulfill my life, really, honestly. Other people's opinions about the shit that I have, I mean, come on, what sounds better than that? It sounds like the best thing in the world. And you know, I can't, like, again, I need to be level-headed, clear about this. How am I supposed to be clear without a sauna? I need to build a sauna. I need a pool and a sauna and a private massage therapist because I need to have clarity. I need mental clarity. We can't have mental clarity without physical clarity. Okay, that's what they're talking about, all these influencers, right? It's why we do yoga and stuff. So what am I going to do? I'm going to build a yoga studio in my backyard and hire a bunch of monks full-time to teach me yoga and to be like wise around me. Okay, just give me some daily proverbs. You know, get the sangha, you know, the group to come here, and I'll pay them to be here, even though a lot of them don't accept money. I'll just throw it at them. And then I just need that daily affirmation. That's what all these influencers are saying. It's all about positive attitudes, affirmations. That's what I'm doing. Okay? I literally I'm in the process of trying to resurrect Alan Watts from the dead so that he can give me some life advice. So I feel like I'm on the right track here. I'm getting criticized for wasting my money. I need to relax. Damn it. Chill out. It's like, yeah, so, you know how Grandma left me all the money? So I know her funeral's coming up. I totally know that. But I just thought I'd let everybody know in the family. I spent the funeral money betting on the Jets game. But listen, hear me out though. Hear me out. Grandma was kind of a Jets fan. She watched me watch the Jets when we hung out, so like she's kind of a Jets fan by affiliate, so she probably like wanted that. So if anything, she probably would have been proud of me for supporting the team even through a loss, right? Because I mean, I got to bet on the Jets next week too. Like, how am I supposed to show that I'm a true fan without watching them go down and then just, being right back there to support them? That's kind of the whole idea of being a fan. And, Grandma, she liked commitment to things, so I'm going to commit myself to this. She was always saying, you're never committing yourself to anything. You're always jumping around from interest to interest. Well, guess what, Grandma? I'm going all in on the Jets. Finally, I'm making a real decision, making my big boy decision. I'm going all in. But, yeah, so I lost that bet, so I can't pay for the funeral. But also, listen, if I would have won, I probably could have paid for her 2 of her funerals. So if she died and then, died again, I probably could have paid for both of them. If she died and then came back to life and died again, I probably could have paid for both of them. So, I think maybe we should just maybe push her funeral back a week till my next bet on the Jets kind of hits, and then, we can say bye to Grandma, and then maybe you guys can get in on this with me. I mean, your money, that is. I don't really want to get in on you with the bet. I want to share the earnings, but I'll gladly, donate if you want to donate some of your money to a good cause, as i.e. Grandma supporting the Jets. That's a good way to do it. We have a reply from Slammery. One of my buddies back in the day got about $50K from his dad, spent most of it in one night at Myrtle Beach at strip clubs trying to get laid. I was absolutely disgusted, not from the places he wanted to go, but from all of his friends that had no problem taking wads of hundreds from him while trying not to talk common sense into him. Yeah, those are some great friends. At one point, I walked up to him like, dude, it's 4 a.m. Wait, you were there? What do you mean? How are you criticizing him? What do you mean? At one point, you walked up to him? You're like, yeah, I can't believe his stupid friend's taking all of his money. I mean, I hardly took any of it. Okay, I got one lap dance. Okay, sue me. Okay? I paid for sex one time. Okay? And that's it wasn't even maybe 5% of the money maybe. So, can we just shift the blame a little bit here? It's kind of on him. He probably should have been smarter with his money or picked better friends. That's not my fault. You've got $15K left. Please just go home, dude. You don't need to be doing this. No, dude just went, bought a pound of weed and a bunch of coke and some pills, and went to another 2-day bender. It was all gone. When that money was gone, all of his other friends had plans every time he hit them up. What's even more sad about all of this is he did end up getting laid that night, but he... Oh my God. He didn't finish, so he called the girl up 2 hours later to say he wanted his money back, or she needed to come back and finish the job. Obviously, she never came. Bro, that is not... I don't think you understand how this works. Yeah, can you, come back? So, I don't really... I feel like this isn't a return. This isn't like you're not going back to Walmart and saying you weren't satisfied with your product. This is not... this is not... I don't know what you think this is. This isn't a Kmart. This is... You're I don't know what kind of delusion you're going through here, but this is not... That's really not how it works. You're already doing something immoral, I think that you're only traveling farther and farther down a very slippery slope. I don't think that this is going to be an inquiry of genuine business. When you do something terrible, I don't really think that you can, expect to be refunded on your terrible decision making. It's I feel like it's kind of like, if you break your leg doing parkour, what are you going to sue the building? They're going to be like, bro, you broke your own leg. He's kind of, I don't really see how this is on us. Next one comes from the Nanny Vanty. Brand name clothes for their infant or toddler. But honestly, I feel like we should kind of hear this one out. The babies need the drip. All right, I need my toddler to be absolutely rocking the shit out of some Air Jordan 3s. Like, if my baby is not strutting in those 3s, like, how do I ever expect him to grow up rizzing? Do you know what I mean? Like the powder blue 3s, like, he needs to catch the attention of the other little babies. This is what, babies notice colors and stuff like that. It's already prepping him for the Rizzler he's gonna have to be. He needs to be born into the world with a sense of swagger, with a sense of luxuriousness, the appreciation for the finer things in life. So we need to stun him out. Okay, we need him in that Jean-Paul Gaultier. All right, we got to have him in the Louis V sneaks, the Louis V leather tiny baby pants that got LV pasted all over them. Because you know what other babies pay attention to? Is logos. Logo association. Again, it's also good for, like, learning and stuff. I feel like the kids, they associate these logos, then they're like swag, they're like drip. I got to ice out my baby, like, he's got to have a grill for his baby teeth and a grill for his adult teeth. Okay, this is the natural progression. The baby teeth are going to need something. Baby teeth, have you seen baby teeth? They're not great looking. Baby teeth are kind of ugly. They're a little stumpy and weird. We got to ice them out. I got to tell my kid, like, we got to do something about those baby teeth, all right? We got to ice them out. It'll be fine. And get some diamonds on there. It's gonna be chill. Like, everyone's gonna know this. Like, well, he can't be a baby walking around in some freaking Crocs. Like, what is this? Like, this is not the epitome of, a baby. Like all the other babies are gonna be looking at my baby being like, really? Like, rocking the Crocs though? I feel like you probably could have made, like, not even baby Birks. Like, you don't even want to go with the baby Birks. I feel like that would be a little bit more acceptable. But no, like, even like the Yeezy slides on the baby. We want to go with the Yeezy slide. Some sort of upscale level sort of slide going on here. No, you don't want to go with the LV loafers even. You got to put them in the Crocs. No, the other babies are gonna be like, damn, that's. Like, see, come on, like, what is this? This is you're not gonna get a baby wife husband this way. People notice status, okay? It starts off when they're very young, so you just gotta condition them into the world of materialism, because that's the world in which we live. So these babies need to know from the very beginning that if you don't got drip, like if you're not iced out, if you're not rocking the baby grill with the diamond chains. The spinny ones, it's also fun. Kids like spinny stuff. Kids like to learn. But don't spin it too hard because it's very expensive. Kids understand this kind of stuff. Also, yeah, that's another big thing. How do you expect kids to treat things well if you don't tell them, hey, don't be spinning out your iced out chain? Like, I know the roly face is bezeled and you can spin the roly face, but don't be doing that. I understand you're a kid. Oh, you like spinny things. No. That's not how it works. You don't want to scratch the rolly. We don't know what this is going to be worth years and years from now. So chill out. It teaches the kids imagination is not a part of the elder lifestyle. Okay? Materialism sucks out creativity and the childlike wonder from all of us. This is what we need to be teaching our kids. How else are they supposed to learn? No more childlike wonder anymore. You're only allowed to spin your roly face once a day. Okay, we need boundaries. We need to set boundaries and limits on our children.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. With over 122 million parts, you can make sure your number one ride or die stays running smoothly. Brake kits, LED headlights, bumpers, whatever your baby needs, eBay Motors has it. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, it's guaranteed to fit your ride the first time, every time. Plus, at these prices, you're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Sergeant and Mr. Smith, you're gonna love this house.
Bunk beds in a closet?
There's no field manual for finding the right home. But when you do, USAA Homeowners Insurance can help protect it the right way. Restrictions apply.
Next one comes from Aussie Dog. A guy I worked with had a long-distance relationship with this girl he'd yet to meet in person. Then suddenly, I already can tell this is terrible. How can you start a long-distance relationship with someone who you've never met? This is just, how could you even form a connection? Yeah, we'd talk on the phone every other day. She's she's my girlfriend. She's basically my wife. But the only thing that's stopping us from being together for the rest of our lives is the fact that we literally live 5,000 kilometers away from each other. But that's the only thing. That's literally the only thing standing in our way is 5,000 kilometers. And the fact that she doesn't speak English. We communicate just through Google Translate, just trying really hard. Most of the time, she still doesn't really understand what I'm trying to say, and I end up just giving her a lot of money, but that's fine because that's what you do in a relationship, right? It's about showing your partner that you love them. So I'm always sending her cash and sending her all sorts of stuff and buying her things, but that's what you do, right? That's what you do when you love somebody. Cuz this is going to work out. Trust me. This is the love of my life. And I'm telling you right now, I feel strongly about her. We're going to go the distance. She told me, I proposed to her the other week, but she said the ring wasn't expensive enough, so I'm going to have to go back and buy a new one, which the other one is actually non-returnable. So in case anyone's looking for a wedding ring, I do have a wedding ring worth about $10,000, so she said that this wasn't the one she wanted, but even though that's the one that we looked at, but she said she wanted something different this time around, but you know what? It's fine. Every relationship has its hurdles, right? You gotta, whatever it is, sometimes it's kids, sometimes, it's, oh, you didn't clean the bathroom, or, can you please take out the garbage? And this is just fine. This is another little tiff. It's a little spit spat. Literally, we'll get over it. It's not a big deal. At the time, you guys should totally meet my girlfriend. She's super chill. Why don't you invite her out? Oh yeah, she lives in China. But that's no big deal because we'll Zoom call. At the time, he lived in, he was yeah, we talk for 1 hour a day because of the time zone stuff, but she is so dedicated. I just can't get over that. At the time, he lived in the basement of his folks' place, not something he had declared earlier in their chats. In a panic, he got a new apartment. Then he went out to one of those furniture rental places and rented an entire apartment's worth of furniture, couch, tables, dining set, bedroom TV. The whole apartment was rental furniture. If you don't know, it gets expensive really quick. I feel that's not something you need to know. I don't really think this is a if you know type of situation. I think renting furniture for an entire apartment sounds very expensive. So after all, this girl finally shows up. They go to his apartment, and that's when she tells him that they should break up. She didn't want to do it over text without meeting him at least once. Oh, that's so sad. She thought it wouldn't be fair to him. She stayed one night and got on the plane. They stayed together? She stayed one night? She's yeah, I'm dumping you. But, we can still, but I'll sleep in your bed. You have to sleep on the couch, obviously. I just broke up with you. What, do you think I want to sleep with you? I don't want to sleep next to you. I literally just dumped you. You're just dumped. You got dumped. No one wants to sleep with someone who just got freaking dumped. Kind of loser. So, yeah, I'll take the bed, obviously. She stayed one night. Oh, yeah, got on the plane the next day. Apparently, her stop in our city was just an extended layover. She was heading to tour Europe with her friends. She just invites all of her friends over. She's yeah, so I don't really think it's a great idea. I think we should break up, and I just don't really feel that strongly about you. But on the flip side, on the positive aspect of this, I am going to Europe tomorrow, so I invited all my friends to stay the night over here because I told them that you lived here and you're super chill. So we're going to have a party tonight. We're going to have a rave in your apartment. It's going to be so much fun. You're not even going to think about the fact that I just dumped your ass. She stayed one night. Yeah. Oh, sorry. She slept in the rental bed and he slept on the rental couch. That's all funny. It's literally what I just said. then like I couldn't have saw that one coming. I don't know how many thousands he dropped for that one breakup date, but man, what a waste. But what I was thinking about this one when I read it was like, okay, but like you didn't have to lie about like you could have just said your apartment flooded. Like rent a hotel room. Like there are a lot of excuses like, oh, they're doing pest control in my building. My apartment is unavailable. I'm sorry about this. I'll just get a hotel room. Infinitely times cheaper than starting a lease. Than having to pay first and last month's rent. I feel like that's a really terrible way to go about this whole situation. You know, if you're trying to play it off like you own an apartment, like there are better ways. Like you could have just even asked a friend to use their apartment. Guess what? She wouldn't have known the difference. It doesn't like she would. How would she have ever known that that's not your apartment? What is she gonna walk in there and be like? Yeah, this is not your place. There's no way you'd put up a Joker poster. There's no way you would have that in your apartment. A map of the world? Really? You? Yeah, not a chance that this is your place. Okay, I know we've talked online every day. I know you're not that big a fan of Spider-Man. So why would you have the poster? It's just putting two and two together here. You would never own that Swiffer sweeper. It's purple. You don't even like the color purple. I know you would never own that. So whose apartment is this? The jig is up. Like this, there's so many, like, you did not have to go about it this way, dude. But maybe it just got you out of still living with your parents. But I don't know. I was thinking about how funny it would be if he's just like thinking in the back of his head, like, I just need to get my money's worth out of the stuff that I paid for. He's like, he doesn't even care that she broke up with him. He's just like, well, like, can you microwave something before you leave, please? Like, would you please think about maybe like doing like using the microwave a little bit, like at least a lot, maybe? Or like, oh damn, it's like kind of sucks you want to break up with me, but like, do you have any like clothes you want to wash while you're at it here? You know, like with I have a washer dryer. It's like totally chill. It's like never been used before. Actually, I like to hand wash my clothes in the sink. But I mean, if you like to use a laundry machine, then like I'd love for you to use my laundry machine. I'd love nothing more than for you to use my laundry machine. Please use the oven. I would really appreciate it. Just why don't you just jump on the couch a little bit? Just put some character into the couch. He's just trying to get like use out of all the products he rented. Like, oh my god! I really think he went about this in the most just like stupidest way you possibly could. There are so many better, like, even you could have taken her to your parents' place and just been like, yeah, my apartment again is flooded. Like, I'm just at my parents' house for a bit right now. Then you could have gotten dumped and she wouldn't have had to throw a rave in your apartment that you don't even own. Now that you're going to have to be on the hook for it. It's like, yeah, your security deposit is gone because we found holes burned into the floor. What's going on there? There were just giant gaping holes. Someone tried to burn the hardwood. They tried to rip up the hardwood and use it as tinder for a fire, as kindling. Like, I don't get that. Someone was eating drywall. We found human feces all over the place, but for some reason there was drywall in there. Like, your security deposit? I think we're gonna have to, we're probably gonna have to sue you, to be honest. This goes deep. This is beyond repair. Like, I think you've actually destroyed multiple condo units in this building. All right, why don't we just go on to the next one? This next one comes from another bodybuilder. Cleanses that literally make you shit and make you think you're losing weight. Eat some fiber and exercise. I mean, like, I'm not a huge fan, again, of these cleanses either, because I feel like it's just a really great way for these, like, fitness influencers to just steal all your money. It's like, yeah, well, I mean, I have meetings with Chad. He's like my life coach, like 3 times a week for 2 hours. And I mean, he told me that if I eat quinoa for every single meal of every day, that I'm gonna be the healthiest person alive, and I'm gonna live to 125. Okay, so I mean, I'm exhausted all the time and tired, and I just feel like I have no energy. But because he says water's actually a bad thing for you now, apparently that's what Chad said. So no water for me, only lemon juice. Just strictly lemon juice. It's not lemonade. It's just I squeeze lemons, and that's what I drink. And apparently it's just fighting off those toxins, and I'm like supposed to be super jacked. But you know, Chad's a guy. He's a character. He's always putting me on something new. It's something. He's on the forefront, man. He's really on. He's a pioneer. He's really pushing the envelope with these cleanses and trends. So I really honestly don't think that, you know, meeting with Chad 3 times a week for him to tell you that you're not grinding hard enough in your life and that you need to be eating only seeds for every meal is gonna make a big difference. Like, you know what? It's fine. You can have a burger. It's fine. It's literally fine. Because I thought about this and I'm just like, would I rather just be suffering through eating my entire life, or would I just rather, like, obviously you shouldn't eat out and not good stuff like all the time, but like I really don't think I'm gonna be like sitting in front of a bowl of basil leaves being like, I love it. Oh, I love it so much. My life is great. Oh, I feel so good. I feel so good about everything. I'm so healthy. It's fucking amazing. I'm so happy. I'm so healthy. I'm angry even. Oh, I feel so good about myself and my life, and I'm enjoying it. Basil leaves with a little bit of olive oil. No, oh, I love it so much. It tastes so good. Or would I rather just be like, you know what? I wouldn't mind a Whopper on a Saturday night. That's fine. I think it's fine. You know what? If I eat terrible like once or twice a week for my life, I end up shaving 5 years off my life, I feel like it's worth it. Like, I feel like at the end of my life, I'm really not going to be overly upset that I wasn't eating dandelion burgers. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm not going to be terribly upset about that. I feel like it's like, you know what? Couple Big Macs, they went a long way. Not every day, but you know, they did what it needed to be done. Reply from Uniquely Forgettable. This could literally be applied to a lot of fitness fads. So tired of telling my friends how to effectively, consistently lose weight and get healthier, only to see them blow a bunch of money on some colon broom, which is hilarious because it's identical to Metamucil. Yeah, again, and people, like, everybody gets sucked into these trends. Like, I feel like the supplement world is gotta be the most just fraudulent. Like, some of them I'm sure are helpful. I mean, I've tried pre-workout. That shit'll get you fired up. That's probably the closest you can get to cocaine on an illegal purchase. Straight up. It'll wire you up for like a day. You'll be feeling the residual effects of that. Probably not great for your cardiovascular system, but you know what? It's all about the grind, baby. It's all about the grind. So, yeah, I mean, like the whole supplement stuff, I feel like it's like, well, this supplement, it's supposed to, you know, I'm supposed to be the look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but it did say that a side effect was potentially defecating my organs out, like in liquid form. And also urinating my organs out as well. But you know what? Arnie's figure is just unmatched. I'm trying to go for Mr. Universe here. So what? I heard you don't even need the other kidney. So it's fine if I crap it out. It's not that big of a deal. You only need one. Okay? Your intestines, I feel like you don't, like, there's a lot of them. Why do you need all of them? I feel like it can be shortened. I mean, can you just have one little intestine instead of this giant long one? I feel like we can just, they're just, these aren't, like, this is about efficiency, people. We're streamlining. Right? We're rethinking the human body. It's always how they frame it. They rethink fitness. Rethinking fitness. I really like, I don't, does it need rethinking? Does fitness need rethinking? I feel like it's pretty straightforward. Like, it's exercise, try to eat healthy. That's fitness. That's kind of that's almost, that's really it. That's kind of just bare bones. I really don't think I need to be shooting a powdered vegetable supplement up my butthole in order to be healthy. But that's just my opinion. Next one comes from Hemlock Harry. Scientology. How has nobody mentioned Scientology yet? Let's hope it's because they're going to shit. Whoa. Before we rag on Scientology, I'm currently taking a Scientology class, and David Miscavige told me that the next class is going to be about how to manage money effectively. So if I pay another $100 for this class, then I'm going to know. So it's clearly not that big a waste of money. I mean, it is a 10-part class with subsections that you also have to pay for. But how am I supposed to get the full picture? I can't really get the full, zoomed out abstract view of how I'm supposed to be spending my money if I don't pay for the subsections. And then there's a vocab book because there's all the Scientology vocab. And I won't understand what they're trying to tell me if I don't get the vocab. So I feel like we need to be charitable about this, okay? We need to be treating this. We need to give it its worth, owe it what it's due. It's helping me manage my money. I've already spent $100,000, and I've managed buying Scientology stuff, so that's managing it pretty well, I would say, because it's taught me, well, it's going to teach me a lot. It hasn't taught me a lot yet, but that's what the courses are for. So it's just, I just have to keep grinding. That's what they say. Just put your nose in the books. Just don't ask any questions, and just keep hammering it down. And eventually, I'll know how to manage my money. So I feel like this is kind of a win-win type of situation going on here. Next one comes from Aquatico. Didn't need to see it. I did it myself. When I was at university, I spent around £1,000 on Overwatch loot boxes, and now the Overwatch servers are offline. I have no idea what I was thinking. I don't play video games, so I feel like I'm coming from a place of a little bit of ignorance here, but again, I really don't understand the whole idea of spending money. Like, I can understand spending money buying the video game, but spending money, like, on virtual things, like, I just don't see why. Like, it's just like, yeah, but how else are people supposed to know I'm awesome at Fortnite without a platinum-plated scar? Okay? Like, everyone needs to know that I'm the biggest Travis Scott fan in the world while I'm playing Fortnite, so I obviously need to buy the Travis Scott skin. I hate how they're called skins, too. That's so, like, unsettling. Like, can we not just call them avatars or something cool? Like, skin. Like, I'm wearing Travis's skin. Like, it's already so culty and, like, and just uncomfortable. Like we have to talk about wearing his skin? Like, yeah, I'm wearing the skin of a fish. I want to be the skin. I want to embody a fish. I want to look like one. I feel like that's a little bit okay. It's what I would go for, but it's fine. It's just like, no, I'm only going to be successful Like, how else am I supposed to channel my inner love of all things nunchucks and pizza without buying the Ninja Turtle skin? Like, I'm the biggest Ninja Turtle fan of anyone. So I feel like I am the Ninja Turtle. Like, again, I just spending money on video games, it just feels like a lot of just redundant money being spent in places that it's not going to it has no tangible effect on your entire life. Like, I feel like it's like, you know what, I could buy groceries this week, but I could also download that new Overwatch pack. And it's kind of like Overwatch pack or birthday present for my girlfriend. Overwatch pack or Mother's Day card for my mom. Because Mother's Day cards, $4 or $5, but that's $4 or $5 I could be spending on Overwatch. Again, I feel like I'm just like, £1,000 too? You spend £1,000? I don't even know you could buy something for £1,000 on Overwatch. Like, does it also offer you like tickets to Disneyland or something? Like, do you get immersed in the game? Are your eyeballs gonna turn over inside of your head and you're gonna be immersed in the actual game yourself? Is this like some sort of augmented reality type of Black Mirror shit going on here? I feel like, you know, that for £1,000, you probably get a lot for £1,000. Next one, and probably our last one, comes from Most Sickle. Gotta be gambling. I'm a gambler myself. If you go to the casino once a month with $200 to lose, you have fun for an evening, more power to you. But I see so many people betting thousands who don't even know how to play the games properly. Blows my mind. First of all, I love how you said in this post, go to the casino once a month with $200 to lose. Yeah. You are going to lose $200. You are already prepping yourself for losing $200. Like, I got $200 to lose. So let's fucking lose it then. What better way to lose $200 than losing $200 gambling? I feel like if I want to lose $200, how do I want to see $200 disappear in front of my eyes? How would I like to see $200 be just evaporate? While also destroying my emotional state. I feel like gambling is pretty much the obvious answer. Gambling is just something I just don't understand. Every time people are gambling in front of me and they're like, they do like I have friends with a lot of people who sports bet. My friends are always like texting in my group chat about sports betting and they're like, yo, if this hits, I'm going to win like $100, man, off of like a $5 bet. It's like, and it I can't tell you a single time it's ever hit. It never hits. It's always the most obscure thing too. It's like a 7-leg parlay. They're just focused on the outcome. It's like, yeah, one of the players gets injured and doesn't fulfill that leg of the parlay, and it's just like, just devastating. It's like, well, I mean, if we're talking about this in percentage of possibilities and probabilities that all of these things are going to happen on the same day, it's like, yeah, why don't we bet on something that's unlikely, and then let's make it even more unlikely to happen. And then you could potentially win a lot of money. Sounds like a pretty solid deal to me. Like, I so do not understand gambling, especially if you don't understand the games. Like, really? I feel like that's kind of, you're just, what's in it for you? Like, what's in it for you at all? You might as well just go to the casino, go up to the teller's desk, hand them $200, and then they just give you the middle finger. They just flip you off, and then you're like, okay, thanks. Have a great night. I will after that. Love that. Love that. And they just spit on you or something. They just come out from behind the booth. You give them $200. They give you the middle finger, and then they spit in your face. It's like, really needed that. Really needed that to take the edge off today. Love it. All right, folks, we're going to end the podcast there for this week. Thank you all so much for tuning in to another week's episode of the Red Asks Us podcast, the podcast where we read and react to comments from r/AskReddit. Remember, if you're listening on any of the podcasting platforms, please leave us a rating and also leave us a review. It helps out the show so much. You can answer this week's question by leaving a comment there down in the comment section in Spotify, and I'll read that comment out loud on the next week's following episode. So without further ado, I love each and every single one of you. I'll see y'all next week. Peace out. Love you. Goodbye.